Hi everyone, this is Yogi Cameron.
And I'm Yogini Jema.
And this is Inspire Living, where we answer your most pressing questions.
The question is, how do I keep balanced when I have a lot of social obligations?
Going out a lot, having to socialize takes a lot of energy.
It does.
We're basically giving our energy out, right? And we're not getting it back most of the time. So socializing in a balanced way is give and take, give and take. It's exciting, it's interesting, it kind of keeps us there in the moment. But most of our socializing is an obligation that we have. Family, reunions, holidays, the boss wants us to go meet somebody, all of that kind of stuff. So how do we stay enthusiastic? Now, one of the things I do is I say, okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn, and there's a reason for why I'm having to do this, right? And if I tap into that, that keeps my interest enough to get me through things. And I come back feeling a little bit more fulfilled rather than, oh, I had to do that, I am never doing that. Because I've done that before too. I've been to an event and I'm like, I am not doing that again, that was horrible. And then sure enough, I had to do it, right? So our attitude, I think, has much more to do with the energy that we create rather than the energy that we're stepping into.
Sure, yeah. I think of it all as energy and awareness. I love to go out. I love to socialize. I love exchanges with people and events and parties and talks. But surely, if you do a lot of them, it really drains your prana, your vital energy. So I do it in awareness. I really look at the talks that I need to do, or the events I need to attend, or the obligations with family or friends that I have, and I prepare myself for it. So I don't double down on an event. Sometimes you'll do that. You'll grab a tea before a dinner, or you'll grab a, and so you're adding too much on. So I really just pace myself, pace my energy, and really choose the events and the things that I do on those that will fulfill me and that are meaningful for me. Even if you have to do them, you'll see that there are some choices, maybe you don't have to do all of them.
Yeah. Another thing I do is I keep to my values when I go out. So I don't start doing everything everybody's doing, because that's an energy sucker as well. So of course people are drinking and doing lots of different things. I don't get involved in all of that. But just being around it sometimes is tiring too, because you don't have that much interest in being around that, especially if it's office stuff and family stuff and all that kind of thing. So I stick to my values and I say, eating late, talking too much, all of these things are not part of my social calendar, let's say. So I go in with that and I substitute things. So I'm not a big talker, so I substitute it with listening, right? And everybody loves to talk about something in their own time and their stories, and I get involved in those. And I encourage people to talk to me. So I have all these various things I do, and they're based on my values of not being excessive. And then everybody can be excessive and do their thing. I can be not excessive, and then we can sort of mingle and still have a good time, and then go home without feeling, oh, I'm drained.
Well, that's another thing that happens when you're socializing a lot, is there's a little bit of pressure, right?
Yeah.
To kind of keep up with what everybody else is doing. And especially in the beginning of the yogic path, when your habits change. When awareness kicks in, you do things a lot differently. You eat differently, you drink differently, you everything you digest and consume, and by that I mean sound and energy you're aware of. So you do it a little differently. But with that said, we still go out and we still have fun. We just leave at an earlier hour, or we have dinner before, earlier. We don't actually disturb our system or the patterns in our body just to be able to go and do these events, right? So that kind of keeps the inner peace and energy when we're doing all of these things.
This way it won't disturb you. You'll still find pleasure in some of it. You'll still find good conversation. You'll still find things that are interesting. You'll come home and feel maybe not fully fulfilled, but enough that you've learned something. There's a reason for you had to go out, and then suddenly you peacefully go to bed and you wake up the next day and you're very healthy still. So if you want more in-depth stuff like this, where we really get into it much more, come and visit us on inspireliving.co.
Yes.
And we'll get into it further. Namaste.
Namaste.